We are here at Sam Steel. We're just basically waiting on waiting on a load. More likely, we're going to do our 34-hour. Mine about ready to. My 34 hours actually about ready to be do a reset here shortly within the next couple hours. Chad finished up driving, got us down here, or up here actually, from Ontario, California yesterday, and to Vacaville, California. Didn't really know where it was, never heard of it before, but it's actually pretty close to Napa. I don't know if you guys ever been to Napa before, but that's some beautiful country, some beautiful wine country. But so we did actually get a load last night when we got here, or yesterday when we got here, actually before we got here, to kind of figure out where we were going to, and this didn't make sense. So this is really the only, I think, the second, maybe third load that that Chad's turned down. I say we, Chad really kind of asked me my opinion, and it's his decision. But he kind of says, "Hey, what would you do?" And I really appreciate that, him putting letting me have a little bit of the input, even though it doesn't matter. It's ultimately what he says. But training's been good. I am right about 21,000 miles. Got about 9,000 left on my 30,000 TNT phase. So pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about getting my own truck. Nothing, with Chad, but it's just
No bullshit. You don't want to be in the damn truck with me no
Chad.
more.
Yeah, Chad. He's a rough cat to be with, but no, bullshit aside. He one thing that I could say, Chad. Anybody that's requesting Chad or wants to be Chad, have Chad as a trainer. If you ain't ready to ride, don't even mess around. I'm just telling you, like, I can row and do everything, and that's all fine and dandy. But the bottom line is, man, this guy, man, he wants to fucking run, and that's trucking. That's trucking. It's a little different. So my experience with Prime so far, PSD phase, man, I'm telling you, when I did the PSD, pick that down right there. So in the PSD phase, for the people that they kind of curious about, what the PSD, obviously it's a Prime student driver, but man, that's the cakewalk. I'm just telling you. So if you go in and you're in the PSD phase and you're like, man, I really enjoy this right here, dude, you are about ready to get a rude awakening when the TNT phase kicks in. Because the thing that I really struggle with, and this is going to be totally transparent with you guys, the thing that I struggle with is I have no desire to do team, or team driving, meaning when you're doing team driving, the wheels are at constant turn. They're just rolling, and that's great. If you're pushing to get money and that kind of stuff. As a solo driver, but as a team driver, I have no desire to be a team driver. I have no desire to train, and with the training process, obviously you have to go into that. If you're going to be a TNT trainer, you have to be basically a team. And that's where your wheels turn. Now, a lot of truck drivers out here, you see a lot of them, and that's one of the things that really kind of, the PSD phase, you're going to get spoiled, because you're going to be laid up. Because Chad, now this is maybe different with different trainers, and I can only speak with with Chad training. So we're rolling at 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're done by 2 or 3 o'clock, 12 noon, something like that, during the day. So parking still in some places were issues, like Atlanta. We went there in Atlanta, and we was over there like at 2 o'clock, and they were jammed. They were jammed up already, and there was like 3 parking spots left. So that's a struggle out here for truckers that that I never realized that was a struggle until obviously you become one and you see that. But you get a shower every day, you're done every day, you can do these videos, you can play around, you got some me time, if you really wanted that. For me, I'd go in and take a shower, hang out in the place, come out in the truck and get in the bunk, or whatever it may be. But you're not constantly driving, because in that phase so basically you're going to be doing all the driving. Well, I mean, with Chad it is. I did all the driving pretty much, but his hours were my hours, so he had to be in the front seat. I had a permit, did not have my license yet, which I've done another video in here explaining that whole process and stuff. But the TNT phase, it's balls to the wall. I mean, really, it's running. We went from, so my wife, we did home time last week, right? Week before last, maybe. That's another thing. You lose track of days and time when you're on the road. You don't lose track of, when your delivery is, when you got to pick it up is, but as far as actually say, man, what is today? You're like, I'm not sure. But yeah. So we did home time, and my wife came down to Springfield, and she flew in to Springfield, and we actually set up the yard for 2 days. We got a 34-hour reset after coming back, because again, another video we did, it was a driver lineup. There was like a lot of people, got a lot of stuff, just basically emptied out like 400 some loads. It was crazy. So that was something that we just kind of set back. Which we already had the reset, because we had been on home time. But anyways, we was just kind of chilling out, waiting on a load. Got a load. We went to California. Yeah, we went to California on that was a half-hour load, wasn't it, when we got back? So we did that. So we went to California, did that, then got to New Jersey, did that. Then we went to Gas City, Indiana, back to Springfield. Now we're back in California. And basically I had went from one side of the United States to the other side of the United States almost before my wife got home. The amount of time that it took my wife to get here on the plane. So that just tells you that, of course there was delays, the weather. That's just been another thing that it's been different. Chad even says that, it's been different this year with the weather, and as a lot of people know, that the weather's just been really crazy throughout the place. And he was actually looking at something today, and what would you say it was? Boom. It's going to be like 70 million people are going to be affected by this hail, rain, and snow in the United States. So it looks like it's not over. So that's going to be crazy. But being able to get that experience, and really not knowing how the trucking industry works, and in the regards of getting a load, like my wife's always says, okay, when you drop this load, where are you going next? Sometimes you don't know where you're going next until you drop that load, and you sit there for a minute, and boom, you got a load, and you're right back on the road again. So sometimes you don't know, sometimes you do know, a pre-plan load ahead of time. So it just varies. So to be able to kind of learn that sometimes you just got to wait, and that just comes with the territory of anything, I think. So wait it out. But TNT phase has been it's been good. It's been a good learning experience. It's been, I've definitely got frustrated with Chad, and I'm sure Chad's got frustrated with me. Just to I'm used to the showering every day. When I don't get a shower every day, 2 days okay, but the third day, man, I'm moody as hell. I get moody. I want to go take a shower. And team running, that's just I feel like that's the territory that if you go to team running, sometimes it comes with the territory of not getting that shower every 2 or 3 days, and that's just not something that it's appealing to me. Which I'm sure it's not to anybody, but it's just the reality of doing what you're doing, what career you chose to do. And if you're not willing to do that, then I would say go to another career, or go look for something else, because it just comes with the territory. But all in all, it's been a good experience. Last night I done 2 videos, and I actually forgot to add the music to the footage video, and I appreciate everybody watching those videos, and definitely I'll be adding that music, because that is pretty boring just kind of watch it. But the scenery was magnificent, coming out of Ontario going toward the Vacaville, and just to experience the hills. Because you think about West Virginia hills and that kind of stuff, but these hills are they're different. They're just different. So 35 mile an hour, and they're driving 70 mile an hour, the 4-wheelers. That's a little bit of a challenge in itself, which I think is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. But I included a template in. Oh, there we go. Oh, I included a template that I use that's going to help me be successful in the trucking industry, I feel like, because there is a lot of steps that you got to do. And for Chad, not saying that he's not teaching me and training me, I feel like sometimes a trainer or anybody that's been in the business for a while, they may overlook certain steps or certain things that just maybe, they don't really kind of think of, for the longest time, this is kind of stupid, for the longest time, I didn't know how to work the bunk heater or the air conditioning and all that stuff back there. And when I went back there several times, and while Chad was driving, I played with that thing. I mean, I played with the heat, because I get chilly. I want some heat. When I want heat, I want heat. So just stupid little piddly things like that right there. But I feel like the template was a prime protocol. When you go to a shipper or a receiver, you got to know what to do. You got to know to do your macro 4155 on dropping or picking up a trailer, or arriving your macro 1, or leaving your macro 3s. It's just the different types, and people are looking at this, if they have like for me, when I was watching the videos, when I was in real estate, knowing that I was going to transition into the trucking career, people were talking about these macros, and I was like, man, what the hell are they talking about? I mean, like, I had no damn clue what a macro was. But it's just on the app that you get from Prime that basically lets you know that you've got there, and it documents everything for you. That way that, you're basically a tracking trail, knowing where they got so many trailers. I think the article I just now read said they're above 7,000, and I've heard some people say 85, 10,000, whatever. The article I just now read, I think Prime was number 14 or something like that on best mega companies to work for, and they had the upwards, what they put, the upwards 7,000 fleet. And so if you got 7,000 trailers, which I'm sure they probably have a little bit more trailers than tractors, you got to know where those things are at, and that's how Prime keeps track of those, as far as what location they're at and stuff. So I created this template again just for me. I shared it on the description in the link, the video I uploaded yesterday, and I hope that helps you guys. It's definitely helped me, because sometimes when we go into places now, Chad just sits here, and I want him to sit here because I want him to do everything and let me know if I'm missing something. That way, if I'm missing something, I'm writing that down in my template to make sure I don't miss that the next time. And I think I've got everything covered so far, and some of the verbiage in there may not be what you're looking for. I mean, hey, just recreate it, do what you got to do, but it helps, it works for me. But I just want to let you know the experience so far with Prime has been good. Definitely miss your family. That's something that people do a lot of videos on. What about home time? What about this? I can tell you from the standpoint of going to your PSD phase to your TNT phase, to getting your own truck. I've arrived in Springfield. My first day of class was January 21st. I have yet to be home yet. Now that could have changed. I could have flew home, or whatever when Chad took his home time. But for me, I have yet to be home, and today is, I think, the 12th, right? 12th of March 12th, and probably will not. The only time I'll be home next time is I have to have my license switched over to my home state by the 24th of March. So hopefully I'll get at least a day there, maybe 12 hours, at least a couple hours there to kind of spend with my wife. But so there's a lot of videos out there asking about home time and all this stuff. I would say if you're really wanting to get done, get finished quickly, and boom, get out of here, you're going to probably be out at least 3.5 months. I mean, that's just realistic. That's what it's going to be. People are going to sugarcoat it and tell you, oh, we can go home time. Well, that's fine. You can go home time. It's just going to extend your 30,000 miles for your TNT. You're not going to get your truck as quick. For sometimes right now, Prime is having a little bit of shortage of trucks. They've actually gave an option to some people of going home and just kind of waiting to kind of see, or staying with their trainer. And for me, again, nothing with Chad. I have no desire to stay here after my 30,000 miles is up. If they say go on home or stay with your trainer, Chad has been real. Boom, I'm out. I'm going to the house. And for him, he knows why. He truly knows. Ain't nothing against him. He just wants people to make money, be able to go out there and get their own truck, and he's done his job. His job was to train me and to learn the different things that I've learned from him. It's next task. It's nothing personal. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna quit rambling on here. But my experience with Prime, I can say, truly has been good so far. You hear a lot of good, bad, and the ugly online. I can tell you most of the Facebook groups that even I belong to right now that's Prime associated is, man, they got people on there just, man, they just want to, I mean, they're keyboard thumpers, man. They just want to run that mouth on the Facebook groups. But that's anywhere that you go to. Personal experience, been great. Chad's been a great trainer, and what I'm looking forward is getting my own truck and and advancing my career in the trucking industry. So